No hay que tenerle miedo a la diversidad de carismas en la iglesia. Hay que alegrarse de vivir esta diversidad. Cristianas, diversidad y unidad, tiene una tensión que debe resolverse en un plano superior. Para avanzar por el camino de la fe, necesitamos también ecuménico con los hermanos y hermanas de otras confesiones y comunidades cristianas. No como algo que confunde o que molesta, que Dios hace a la comunidad cristiana para que crezca como un solo cuerpo. Listo. Pensemos, por ejemplo, en las iglesias orientales. Propias, unos ritos litúrgicos característicos, pero mantienen la unidad, la refuerzan, no la dividen.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Is your wealth.
A very good morning for joining us yet again on another episode in our Health Corner show with me, Maureen Kimani TV, a program brought to you by Capuchin TV in collaboration with Life. Today we continue in a very interesting conversation as we had the other one last week. We had a very, inciting and thought-provoking conversation about youth and mental health. Conversation today, that is the role of the youth and their peers in defending and protecting life and family. We all know that the youth are very important in our life, in our society. To understand how can we collaborate and join together the church and society to ensure that the family values are catered for, and joining guests, and they will be introducing themselves in just a few. So if you'd love to be part of, share your thoughts, your comment, please do that on 0717 424 866, or you can use our SMS 60. Welcome to the discussion. Very good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling being here? Yes.
It's very cold, but fine. Yeah.
All right. I thank you for making time and for this conversation. Thank you very much to both of you. And I think we start with ladies. So I think we're going to start with Maggie. You can do your introduction and what you do.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I'm truly humbled. My name is Maina, Margaret Maina, the Archdiocese of Nairobi Youth Serving Christ. Yes.
Wow, thank you for making time. And I know after that we're going to have to understand what is Youth Serving Christ. Thank you very much. I guess moving on to Tobias.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to My name is Tobias Nairuki. I'm the Lifestyle News Africa Regional Coordinator and also serve at the African Union. Thank you.
Wow. Kindly talk to us. What is Lifestyle?
Okay, Lifestyle News is a news it proclaims and presents news on the internet. Lifestyle News was launched in 1997. I'm very young at that time. Being a Catholic media, it is focused on culture, life and family, then also speak the truth about the Catholic faith through different forms, through articles published on internet, and also through podcasts. Apparently, lifestyle news and podcasts by the youth doing different in different countries, apparently in America, Europe, and also in it is key focus is also to protect bishops who speak the truth on matters life and family, protection of a Catholic. Yeah.
All right. I thank you very much, Tobias, for that introduction.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Moving on, Maggie, the moderator of Youth Serving Christ in the Archdiocese of Nairobi. What is the group all about, and are there any other, a group that involves the youth? Because of the youth is between 18 to 35. So I think you can break it down for us.
So, in the youth office within the Archdiocese of Nairobi, so the first group is the MYM. The MYM is the age, it's actually between the age groups of so from 13 to 18, we are dealing with high schoolers and those who are, and then from the MIM, we have the Youth Serving Christ. So the YSC basically deals with groups aged between 18. So from 18 to 26, we have those who are in colleges, who are in campuses, and who are actively job seeking. And then the final group within of Nairobi is the young Catholic adults, the YCA. So the with youths aged between 27 all the way to 35. Those who are actively job seeking, those who are already employed, those settled in their matrimonial homes, those who are actively looking for spouses and all that. But basically within its entire office basically seeks to evangelize, through deeds, to evangelize through activities and through formation and guidance. Yes.
That was quite an interesting elaboration. Thank you very much, Maggie. Well, why is it important to have these kind of groups in the church and to have this they're the leaders of tomorrow? Why do you think it's important to have them in our church and in our community?
The young people are not the leaders of tomorrow. They're so, and as Maggie has said, involving the youth gives them a platform to speak, to share their opinions, because compare today and the past, during those days in 1970s, the people who used to go to church most of the time were between 30 and 40 years. Apparently, there's now the young people are also brought on board to be able to participate alone PMC, where the young kids are participating through little. Once you've gone through catechism, where party and participate actively in the church is to belong in the church today, and I'm glad Maggie has put it clearly, the different groups to have the young people from different age groups to be able to be evangelists, because at the end of it all, we need priests. Out of the formations that we have in youth serving, the YCS, the Catholic Students Association, there are those who come out from there, and then because they receive God's affirmation, they go for what? For priesthood. That those who go for nuns. But if we leave the young people outside the church perspective, have priests of tomorrow, we will not have the good bishops we are having today. Reason why these groups are very important, because they educate young people to live within the cultural and doctrinal church really needs us to have. It keeps us to be able to be aware of what the church to behave, both morally. It also promotes integrity, our faith. Then besides that also, it gives us a platform to learn. The Catholic Women Association, the Catholic Men Association in their red ties, and I'm still a young person who admire to be there. But how can I be there? It's through this formation group. I get married and then I jump the ladder at that age. I love part of them so that I grow in the church and my generations to come will have a very good society that is upholding the without going astray. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was so good. Thank you very much, Tobias, and you corrected me. Not leaders of tomorrow, the leaders of today. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. And part and person of the youth serving Christ. What actions do you do to make sure that you defend faith and the life and family?
Thank you so much. And we encourage the youth to actively participate in the parish and church activities. Number one, defend if they do not know what they are defending. They cannot defend a faith. So we urge them to actively participate in the Catholic faith. Educate themselves. You cannot share what you do not have, and as I said, you cannot defend what you do not have. Urge them to seek spiritual mentorship. Actually, we organize through recollections and retreats. Number two, also organize and we actually go out there and evangelize on matters Catholic faith. We strive to, actually, if you look at the ADNYSC through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we have a very vibrant social media which create awareness on the Catholic faith, the activities that we have, the do's actually stipulated within the Catholic faith. So those are some of the ways in which the office helps in defending the Catholic faith.
All right. Thank you very much. And Tobias, understanding that you are the Africa Regional Coordinator of Lifestyle projects that you are currently involved in to ensure that the youth participate to protect their family life and
Thank you so much. What media does today is to give space for the young people to speak. As rightfully said, they have different social media platforms. Lifeside News giving the young people a platform to speak. In many ways. And the projects I'm looking for, like for young people from different countries, different dioceses, come out clear, talented in writing good articles about the Catholic faith. That those doing podcasts, that those who are good at so all these talents, the Lifeside News is looking forward to nurture them. The journalists of today, not tomorrow. The journalists of today ought to be prepared. I will refer you to Lifeside News website and YouTube. You'll find so much about the Catholic faith and the importance of living the Catholic faith. Going for Mass, pray the Rosary, then live in your general life. And this has happened in their young leader in America. Today, Lifeside News through Lifeside News Youth League, we have youth who do 30-second snapshots of a given breaking news and something that picked up either from Mass. And this has enabled the many young people to that indeed there's something that happened yesterday and I need to follow up. So through are able to actively be involved. When you participate and prepare, you're able to learn, not just grow your talent, then also increase and nurture your profile, but also you get a space to be able to motivate others. A last example I would like to give is why John Paul II is famous. And many people talk about him. He did when he was young. And today, while serving as a pope, he did. And that's why after passing away, and may God rest his soul, the miracles that happened, then after a few years, he was a saint. So there are many things that the young are looking for mentors. They're looking for people who are motivated. Besides the political class, what can the young people pick from the Catholic faith? A bishop who is doing good, besides just saying mass, motivating them to admire, to be where he is. Is there something unique that is making the young people to be there? These nuns come from, you can't be a mother and then transit to be a nun. You come from the youth formation, then you become, not by force. At the end, you will nudge others to also follow you through the training, the initiatives that the Catholic Church comes up. Then lastly, news is also giving a platform for the young people to come to media and speak. Here at Capuchin TV, talking about these issues for us to share. And then also the greatest confidence in you. There are many young people, but when they are given a platform to air their views, confidence, so that when they appear before people to address like presenting a paper or doing a research, and not gain that confidence when you are in the village. I can use or my sister here, Maggie. She's here speaking because she was given a platform. So when we are given a platform to speak on media, confidence. So when we face challenges, we face them with that strength, confidence that no one will come to protect us until we protect ourselves, and for other generations that will come after us. Yeah.
All right. And when it comes to prayers, do you think that the in these such of activities, because we know we have adorations in the church, and sometimes you may for the adoration and they say, we're doing it for 30 minutes. That's quite a long time. How do you ensure that these youth that participate very well and actively in this? Yes, Maggie.
Thank you so much, Mo. Number one, just any other youth out there, there is a difference, and we keep on telling our youth. There is the youth in the political realm and the youth in the church. We are here because, number one, this is our brought together by our faith. We are brought together by matters prayer. Basic about it. So what we do is we strive to activities within the annual calendars that we have. So the Catholic Church is hierarchical, so you'll find level to the archdiocesan level to the deanery level all the way to the parish level. The very first must have is a spiritual activity, so be it a recollection or a retreat. For instance, several deaneries will be having retreats to shrine, to Komarok Shrine. So such activities enhance their prayer life. We are now headed to the Lenten season. One of the pillars of the Lenten season is prayer. So there is no way we can our prayer side, our prayer life out of our entire life. So we strive to ensure and the importance of prayer. The other way in which we try to focus on the importance of prayer in the youth life is through catechesis. Yeah, the youths are well formed within the Catholic faith, that they have the knowledge, they have the actually indoctrinated into them through the catechesis.
And also,
is ready to say
but also in
something.
addition to that, also picking a priest, the young people to live in prayer. What you ask is very important because the young people, that's why out of 1,000 people in the church, when the Catholic Women Association rosary, you'll never see a young person with them saying a rosary. Statistics in Kenya, I was in Tanzania and Uganda. The young people like things that can be done very fast. So, and in that's why we have very few young people who can sit and say a rosary 10 to 20 minutes. They like either saying the Divine Mercy, which takes 10 minutes to complete, but not the whole rosary, because they feel this is about prayer again. The young people need to, what you do while with others, it's about you as a, it's about you as a person. What initiatives do you have that to ensure you remain in prayer? As I've said, choosing the right path in life, that Godfather, while you were being baptized or confirmed person, do you reach out to him or her? Do you have a priest or a nun whom you look at to be your mentor in faith? Do you have a bishop who? Do you have a prayer book in your house or in your room, which every day prayer? So those things, and also doing research as well, is very diverse, and there's so many things today. I've heard, and then the recent statement last year by the Pope. Do you as the other faith, either the Anglicans or the Protestants, you have issues protecting your Catholic faith? So reading widely.
All right, and I remember last year's World Day Lisbon, right? Pope Francis invited the young people to be a light of hope in a world violence and despair, because I know in this era we have so many things and of which when we come back we shall talk about how do you overcome these challenges group, because as you mentioned during this age of between 18 to 35, these are people searching for, they have their project, and that's I think we started last week with the topic of youth and continuation of that. So when we come back we shall talk about the challenges and how you overcome that. That are very involved in social media. How can we use this social media that is Facebook and all what's so not so TikTok to ensure that we preach youth and make sure that we continue supporting and promoting the Catholic life and family values. And with that, we're going to take a very short break, but we shall stay tuned for this conversation.
Enjoy this conversation with me, Maureen Kimani, from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Your health.
No hay que tenerle miedo a la diversidad de carismas en la iglesia. Alegrarse de vivir esta diversidad. Comunidades cristianas, diversidad y unidad presentes y una tensión que debe resolverse en un plano superior. Para avanzar por el camino de la fe, necesitamos también ecuménico con los hermanos y hermanas de otras confesiones y comunidades cristianas. No como algo que confunde o que molesta, sino que Dios hace a la comunidad cristiana para que crezca como un solo cuerpo. Cristo. Pensemos, por ejemplo, en las iglesias orientales. Tradiciones propias, unos ritos litúrgicos característicos, pero mantienen la unidad de la fuerza, no la dividen. Si nos guía al Espíritu Santo, la riqueza, la variedad, la diversidad en un conflicto. El Espíritu nos recuerda que ante todo somos Dios, todos iguales en el amor de Dios y todos diferentes. Oremos al Espíritu Santo para que nos ayude a reconocer diferentes carismas dentro de las comunidades cristianas, la riqueza de las diferentes tradiciones dentro de la Iglesia Católica.
Enjoy this conversation every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin. Your health is your wealth.
Welcome to Health Corner show on this special segment where we're talking about a conversation about and in our country. Well, before we continue to read a statement that is the press release that was released yesterday during the joint seminar of the Symposium of Episcopal Conference of Africa and Madagascar. That is, they said that a key focus of our seminar was the role and participation of life and mission. We recognize that the youth bring unique perspectives crucial for the church's growth and relevance, especially in the contemporary times. Our discussion underscored the necessity of listening to experiences and lights, committing ourselves to respond to their needs and aspirations. Engagement with the youth is not a mere inclusion, it is a vital step towards ensuring a vibrant and relevant church community. Well, and I'm sure maybe my guest statement. That is Tobias Noiruki, who is the Africa Regional Coordinator of Life Cycle Maina, the youth serving Christ in the Archdiocese of Nairobi. Welcome back. I think to base that statement, what do you think about that inclusion?
Yeah, having served a long time working with the young people, the statement is very clear. The church to people. And I remember when I was in Vatican last year, Pope has his audience. The majority of the people who are the young people, and many concerns have been raised. Pope meets at the youth every year and audience. So what the church is trying to communicate, that there's need for the young people to come up. On here, the church has been moving along people on board. It's like a vehicle that has been having a driver with many. Out of 14, we had only 2 young people. And the church is speaking about is the current issues in the where media is predominant, the internet, social media. So the young and the church is calling now the young people, come back home. The world is going to this. The world is okay, destroyed and distracted by what is happening, because you are all aware that the family is under attack. You're all aware that the life of our is under attack. When you do research in many institutions today, you'll find that girls who are in university or in high school, out of 10, 2 are. To be safe here means out of 10, 8 are procuring abortions each. The church is calling the young people. The modern world you are in, where you are told that getting pregnant issue, marrying or befriending a person of the opposite gender is an issue to you today. That's go. The church doctrine teaches that marriage is between a man and a woman, a man and a man. So the church also is calling the young people to come back to their faith. Today, many young people don't go to church. There are those who go to church today. There are those who pray because it is a doctrine. So the church, let's come back to our faith, and not only just going, as Maggie said, in our various groups that are already there. We have given, and we as priests, bishops, nuns, other lay people, we are ready to welcome you, listen to you, tell us your issues, challenges. Then the church will help you to find solutions. Yeah.
Okay, and I love that you mentioned, because it's a tradition in the family. You have those strict parents. You have to go to church every Sunday. Make it as a personal initiative to ensure that these are you, that don't let your make it your personal initiative.
Yeah, it reminds me when I was young. The only time you could go to church is when it is Christmas Day and you've been bought a nice clothes to go and shop. So those days are gone. Everyone is responsible to take care of himself and herself.
Very much. Well, and I think before we went for the break, I mentioned that when we come back to the challenges the youth are facing today, of which Tobias has been able to mention some. Maggie, what is your experience with the youth serving Christ group?
Well, the first challenge that that many youths in the Catholic realm, in the Catholic, is number one, secularism. Once we look left, right, it's maybe 1%. Once I turn onto social media that I am consuming, maybe 1% is related to my faith. Secular. Look at the TV medias that we have. Very few of them are actually related to, say, the Catholic faith. Most of them are. So that is the number one challenge that we face. The other second challenge that we face is, yes, we have youths who are very active in church. They would want to, you know, they would want to go to retreats, say Subukia, but then go is 1,000 bob, yeah, minimum. So these youth will tell you, Maggie, my food for 2 weeks. How will I go to Subukia? Will I save up and yeah? So these are some of the challenges that we actually face. Lack of role models. Lack of role models. Again, the church is holy, but it is not full of holy people. Yeah. Within the church, some of the people that we tend to look up to are not the best. Yeah? So some of the people that the youth actually tend to look up to are actually the ones that are leading. So that is basically the other challenge that we face.
And this goes to Tobias, because you've been able to hear Maggie's, you know, she's been able to talk about the challenges that they're facing as a youth group. As a Africa regional coordinator, how do you think these challenges, which way can we go about it?
Thank you so much. For us to sort out with the young people are facing, number one is all the young people, because sometimes you have to do something, do it yourself. Number two, today has changed. Yes, social media has so many things to be consumed as much. Need for parents to be involved. When you have, if you have at home or 5 or whatever number, do you find time to and listen to what they have gone through the whole day, and also have to them about what you've gone through and what you are planning to do the whole week? When we have a discussion with the young people, we will them. Then number two, media today as how do you manage your young people's media space? In the age of 1 year, you are exposing your kid to TikTok. Years already, your daughter or your son is on TikTok. Your son is on social media. How do you control parental control on consuming? Help the young people to grow knowing these are red line as on ABCD. Then also setting boundaries within this is a hallmark for family, either at the church level, through jumuiyas, church level through youth groups, at the church level through the bishops and the programs. So when we have all these in place, we will sort out the mess that we are having. How the young people focus on what is right and do it the right way with the right time. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Tobias. And as we conversation, there is someone said she's following, that is Teresa. She's saying she's tuned to this conversation. Thank you very much. Yeah, as we continue, Maggie, I'd love you to explain to young group, how do we ensure that, because myself, I'm in that group too, how do you ensure participate actively all the time, not just, because I know very you, because there's a trip that is coming, there's a, you know, someone want to go to Subukia, they've never been there, like last year in Africa, even in Kenya, they visited to Lisbon. So when they hear some of these stories coming up, they now activate or maybe become active in the church. How do you not get enticed by the events that are just they participate actively all through?
Thank you so much, Maureen. So number one, it is the matrons and the patrons, and in some other maybe parishes and deaneries, called youth coaches. It is up to them to work with these youths hand in hand and ensure that they are not lost. And once that missing in action, it is up to the leaders and the patrons and matrons and the youth coaches to actually follow up. Ulienda wapi? Ulipotelea wapi? Yeah. And once you particular youth or these particular youths actually tend to respond outside trips or on recreational activities as opposed to activities, it is up to us again to make sure that these are home. What do I mean? We do not necessarily have to go to a recollection or a retreat. We can have it in the church. We do not necessarily have to have our national festivals at a very, very far place. We can have it at home. That way, we are making sure that the youth are not just coming once in a while, they are there all around. The other way, these activities are back to back. These activities, we strive to ensure that these activities are not very, very far apart. Let's say we have sports in May and then we have festivals in October. We have like 3-4 months in between where youths are just relaxed, missing in action. So we strive all the parish moderators to ensure that every Sunday you have an activity at parish level or at the outstation level. If the first Sunday you have official meeting, let the second Sunday be a spiritual Sunday. Have, say, the rosary at the your youth's home in the parish, you know. After that, the third Sunday, let it be a fun to go to the swimming as the youth group after saying your Divine Mercy, you know. The fourth Sunday, have an church. That way, the youth are actually looking forward to coming to church. They to participating in the parish activities other than just coming to church. I said, with these back-to-back activities at the parish level, at the ground level, the youth won't come to church just because it's on a Sunday and therefore, yeah, they will be actually looking forward to coming to church because there are projects and there are activities after the Mass. Yes.
And before we talk about how these Catholic institutions operate with the youth and the group members and the officials in all the groups, Tobias, I know you're very involved in the life. Please kindly explain to our viewers, what is it? Why is it important to have these creating awareness of these?
Thank you so much for that question. Everyone was born, and that's why the word pro-life means, because God created us and a chance to live, support, nurture living things around us. A pro-life movement and across the world is focused on giving each and every to speak for those who are unable to speak for themselves. Each and every day, globally, unborn children die because of so many ways, either abortion and other related stuff. So the young born to embrace promoting life of the unborn within our circles, so that at the end of it all, we not only just live and but give each and everyone a chance to live. You read the history of EWTN, the Global Catholic Media Station today. The founder channel is a nun, and the reason behind her media was to give space to people to speak about the life, the history, and the values the Catholic Church has. It is a pro-family. I was following the Students for Life America. This is a young man and said, let us give ourselves a name, Students for Life. So they speak for those who are unable to speak. They had a march in the United States of America celebrating Roe vs. Wade ruling that happened in 2022, and this was a proclamation today's history that life is very important, no matter in the womb or the person still living. You don't have to. We read the 10 commandments that God gave Moses to give us an opportunity to understand. And also the church speaks about the need to protect life. All of us were born pro-life. Yeah.
Okay. Very much. And Maggie, how I know you're studying, you're still what do you think can be done from these institutions, especially the Catholic institutions, to universities and colleges, to ensure that they collaborate together of the youth and family?
Thank you so much, Maureen. So number one, it is to create awareness. Let us have outreach programs. I am aware that at the youth office we do have whereby we have activities that are not only for those within the church, but also for those who are outside the church, and we are trying into church, because again, most of our youth who are into the Catholic Church were born Catholics. In between that, they stray away, you know, they get either sick to maybe they just get into some confusion, some bit of. We try to have these outreach programs and create awareness about the beauty about being a youth in church. So that is one. Number two, it is the youth are well engaged. The youth are busy within the church, because again, yeah. So as I said earlier, once we have these breaks in between, get lost. They will for sure get lost. So we try to ensure that the youths are busy with ensure that their presence are seen. Sorry, their presence is seen in the parish and the community. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. I see, Tobias, you want to talk about something?
I'd like to add what Maggie has said about the where in different institutions from primary we have YCS. In university we have the Catholic Students Association, which I once served as a Catholic chaplains of over 4,500 students. In high years now, when you transit to this other side of the world, you join YC and other collaboration between the institutions, that's the higher learning schools, then also collaborators. Collaborators here, we can talk about EMA, the CWA, and other different groups in as well, gives the young people space to, because the young people cannot walk. Comes, they either sponsor them to go so that they face out the things, to give them a chance to learn from others. Yeah.
All right. And part you talked about the activities that are upcoming, that is the Lent period. What I do to ensure that, because I know during Lent season we do a lot of charitable activities. The youth, to ensure that they visit those children's home, they have, you know, those recollection in church.
I would say that the youth need to plan ahead. Do not plan once they with you. Plan ahead. Plan ahead. We are told many a times that planning is planning of failure. You cannot plan an activity once the Lenten period to pull a great number of youths, you know, youth mapema, you know. So plan ahead. If it is a charity activity, plan it. Planning to visit Subuke Shrine or any other shrine within our country, plan ahead. Tell these youths very early that 19th of February we will be visiting Koma Shrine, and this is and then for the charity, tell them that on the 19th of February or on the 20th of February, this and that particular children's home or this and that particular. This is what we expect from you. Try and rally for food stuff, try and rally for clothes, such that by the time we are getting to that, we are well organized as a youth group. Yes.
All right. Okay. And what advice would you love to give the parents to ensure that they support the youth, to ensure that the life and family is, continued with a very, smooth. What advice would you love to share to the parents and, of course, to the youth?
Thank you so much, Maureen. Are our number one supporters, our number one stakeholders, and our number one advice. And basically, advice is a very strong word. We would implore support the youth. As I said, the youth group, especially YSC, 18 to 25, these are people who have not yet had a grip of their, especially financials. Once a youth comes to you and tells you, Mom, Dad, please help, there's this particular activity in church, even if it's, say, 70% of it, we would just request the parents to please, because again, Tobias said, we are the leaders of today, not tomorrow.
Exactly.
But then, WA and CMA of tomorrow. Yeah. So once our youths get lost in between, CMA in the next 10 years. So let us support them. And support doesn't necessarily have financial, it can also be moral support. Encourage, it's good for you to go in church. Do not ask them that you keep on going to church every Sunday. Encourage them. For the youth, pray. Not be active in church and forget about your prayer life. Do not just be seen. Strive, in as much as your realm, strive to be seen in the spiritual realm as well. Pray.
Thank you very much. That's a strong message for you that they are from Maggie. Yes, moving on to Tobias as we wind up. What do you have to say?
One word I always pick from my mentor when I meet him. What have you learned from your day and the people around you? So today, pick one key word from the message you get Sunday, every week you attend either morning mass or evening. Praise, integrity as a young person. Choose a mentor wisely. Read widely as a young person. Doctrinal teachings. You'll be a very good person. And also, to do something unique, don't wait to be given. There are so many people who can be a very good entrepreneur using that small farm you have at home with your parents. If you're up with something, don't wait, because today we are in the hustler nation. Hustle to get at least something so that you don't borrow or you go and steal. You will be somewhere that parents will start to fundraise on how to remove you from the cell. Then lastly, imagine you are the president today and be there. And always imagine that you are the CMA today, as my colleague has said, the CMA sit. What values are you going to gain and give, transfer to your colleagues? So listen to your parents more. world. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much to both of you, Maggie and Tobias, for making interesting conversation to have these topics about our young people out there in the society. Thank you very much for that insight and your thought-provoking, comment in the mind of the young people in prayer terms and ensuring that they give strength and hope to our young people, the people inspiring to be our priest next year, maybe, or even some years in our home, fathers and mothers. So thank you very much for your insight and for making time for this conversation. Viewer, thank you for your comments and your actively to Teresia Kemonto. And remember that in this program we bring you a lifestyle and matters concerning your Catholic faith. And may God that this conversation doesn't end here. Let us support our young people out there and all the things that they need in future from their education, supporting them, giving advices, being good peers and role models. My name is Maureen Kimani. See you next time.
Enjoy this conversation with me more every Friday from 9 a.m. on our Health Corner show here at Capuchin TV. Is your wealth. The Lord says, I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You're mine. January 27th, Capuchin TV will join the Sisters of St. Lengo in celebrating the first religious profession of two remarkable Grace Molenda and Masika Mafungula Neema from Butembo. This auspicious event will take place at Kotolengo Communities, Nairobi, in the Archdiocese of Nairobi, starting from 10 a.m. time. Don't miss the live coverage of this significant occasion on Capuchin TV and across platforms. Capuchin TV extends to the Sisters of St. Joseph Benedict Kotolengo for their remarkable achievement. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic channel.